My name is Carver Clays,
My name is Adam Meilstrup.
and this is the first official episode of The Happy Hour. Today's topic, we're going to talk about. What are we talking about, Adam?
We're going to talk about fucking Batman.
We are talking about the Batman. First appearance being in 1939, so this is a pretty old character, am I right?
Fuck yeah, you're right. I didn't know you were going to pull out 1939.
1939, that was the first issue. This
You're
was
right.
like the Great Depression, saw a lot of crime, and of course, Batman deals with a lot of crime in Gotham City, so this was great inspiration to deal with in making a comic book character dealing with corruption in the world.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he was shooting people in those issues.
Shooting people?
Yes, if you go back and read, I don't know how big of a fucking noob
This
you
sounds
are.
anti-Batman as you could possibly go if he's shooting people.
He definitely shot some people. He was wielding a gun for. I'm not totally specific on the certain issues, but he had a gun for the first maybe 5 or 10 that I actually read.
Really?
Yes.
I must have been missing something then. Then again, I only really read like the first issue.
You're just a fucking noob who watched the fucking Dark Knight movies.
Okay. First of all,
Batman doesn't
I read the first issue, which had the first appearance of the Joker, by the way. But
thank you.
Yeah, but I didn't read the subsequent 4 issues with the gun involvement. I think that's pretty significant, seeing as Batman's parents were gunned down by a gun.
well put.
I mean, I'm into the Arkham video games, and I'm into like.
You have to take into account that during that time, it was a kind of a new thing.
Right.
So it.
1939, 1940.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't just sit around going,
right.
Should Batman kill people?
Right. I guess they weren't really thinking about
And
this.
if you're an actual vigilante without powers, because at the time they were trying to find something else that would compete with Superman.
Right.
So if you're just a vigilante, a rich ass douchebag whose parents died and you're psycho all of a sudden, the chances of you not holding a gun are pretty fucking slim.
Do you think Batman is psycho?
Yeah.
Why?
Dude dresses up like a fucking bat and he goes out.
Okay.
And he fights. Well, he says he fights crime, but This is the thing that always blows my mind.
All right.
Throughout all of Batman's history, comics, movies, whatever, he always goes out, heroically fights all the bad guys, and fucking nothing ever gets better. It's like, oh, we put him in Arkham. Oh, like that's the worst fucking place to put him.
I feel like Arkham needs a little bit of reform in their methods.
I feel like he's the most non-productive vigilante in the history of comics.
Even someone like the Joker, it's like, well, I think he's cured. Thanks for curing me, everyone. I'll see you in a week. I mean, I don't know what kind of staff they got going on at Arkham Asylum.
I mean, it's become like a trope at this point. I mean, it's.
What would Batman do if they actually stayed in jail, though? I feel like he'd feel quite lost.
He would feel like, I mean, if you remember The Dark Knight Rises, it's supposedly.
I don't remember that film.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure because everybody saw it.
Right.
Well, 8 years supposedly goes by. But the interesting thing is, if you notice, they transferred all the prisoners from Arkham to, I think, what was it called?
Blackgate Prison.
Blackgate Prison. Seems like Blackgate Prison knows what the fuck's up because none of these guys get out.
Or Blackgate Penitentiary, if you want to be a little classier. But and by the way, not everyone saw Dark Knight Rises. If you remember, if you were in Aurora, Colorado on a specific day, you didn't live past that screening.
That is so true.
Just trying to segue.
I don't even know where to go from that.
I know, fucking, but I don't know.
Some people wanted to go see The Dark Knight Rises, but they died.
I was in Canada at the time that movie came out.
I wish I could see them in the afterlife.
I'm not even kidding.
No, just let me finish this.
All right.
If I see them in the afterlife and they meet me and they go, "Hey, I was one of the people
how'd the movie end?
They asked me. I'm like,
it was alright.
It was alright. They'd be like, I got shot over that shit.
Like JGL is Robbins, and they're like, just like I fucking. I mean, if there was anyone that I wouldn't peg my money on being Robin, it's Batman. I mean, maybe Jim Gordon becomes Robin. They just decided to go a whole different. Right.
And like the whole bullshit thing was like it was just some like his name in the movie was John Blake.
John Blake. Yeah. I'm like, this motherfucker can't be Robin, but
it's probably. I mean, who in the world looks like Robin other than JGL?
Right. It's just like, okay. I'm like, John Blake. Someone didn't do the fucking research on who Robin is.
My problem isn't with the fact that he's Robin. It's that they literally named him Robin.
Right.
It's such a
but you don't find that out till the end.
To the end, yeah. And I know it was probably more of like a wink to the fans and bullshit like that. But part of me was going, his motherfucking name is not Robin.
Right.
Nobody's literally ever been named
Okay,
Robin.
basically you gotta choose from either Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, or Tim Drake.
Yeah.
But if you were to make that known, then there wouldn't be any surprise left, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
I guess that's true. I guess there's a difference between the comics and the films.
Like, because you really
I'm
don't...
not like dissing on Chris Nolan.
No. Awesome. I mean, you don't really have to be that big of a Batman fan to know, like, the different Robin, alter egos.
Yeah, so, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe to a casual viewer, hearing the name Robin maybe makes you go, holy shit, that's fucking Robin.
Right.
Now he's gonna become fucking Batman.
Right.
Which is ridiculous.
Right.
Because Robin never becomes Batman.
Well, here's one of the main problems I had with The Dark Knight Rises. So, Bruce Wayne is not just rich, but he's a celebrity, right? I feel like people all of a sudden seeing him in fucking after he's disappeared
8 years later,
they see him in Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not hiding. He's in this cafe with all these people. It's like, okay,
you don't know that's Bruce Wayne.
I mean, yeah,
it's like as if Donald Trump was sitting at the
It's like okay, this guy's been missing, and there he is sitting with this hot chick,
right?
And this old man keeps paying attention to him for some reason off to the side, right.
My problem maybe is deeper than that, and that's that Jim Gordon never knew until like the last 20 minutes.
He acts so shocked.
He's like,
Bruce Wayne?
Like, I can't. But he's so rich, and
he's a playboy.
He would have all the capabilities of being Batman. He's ripped, and
he doesn't care about society. How could he be the Batman?
Right. It's not like he's put on an act or anything.
A facade is out of the question.
It pisses me off in a way because, like, they always talk about how Batman's the greatest, he's the world's greatest detective.
The world's greatest detective.
He's the world's greatest detective. But, like, the hero of the story, and a lot of the stories, is Jim Gordon. He's the best detective. And for fucking whatever reason, cannot figure out Bruce Wayne's Batman.
He's just so, like, oh my god.
He does say in the movie that he'd never cared who he was. So maybe there was a point to be made there. But at the end of the day, you gotta think, where the fuck is Bruce Wayne and all?
Right. That's so depressing. Joker didn't want to know who he was. Jim Gordon said he didn't care who he was. No one cares who Batman is. Maybe that's why no one figured it out. It's like, I don't really give a fuck about who he is.
Yeah, because I remember The Dark Knight, they were talking about, like, Joker was like, you gotta take off your mask, and then, or I'll kill people.
Right.
And then within 20 minutes, that thing's gone. He doesn't give a shit anymore. It's just like, nobody really cares who Batman is.
It's like, alright, I'll make the ultimate sacrifice. We're past that. We don't care.
We're way past that. We gotta progress the plot a little bit.
Fucking, but I mean, okay. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, you can agree that Heath Ledger ruined it for everybody for giving such a good performance, right? Like, who can honestly comfortably say, like, oh, I'm cast as the Joker, great, no pressure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and honestly, like, the guy who I would have picked. Is the guy they actually picked to play the Joker for Suicide Squad.
Right.
Which is Jared Leto.
Jared Leto?
Yeah. And I saw trailers for it. I know a lot of people. I'm one of those people who don't like the look of him. He looks like a punk rock Joker.
I mean, I don't know. Even though it's not a look. Right. Even though it's not a look I wouldn't have gone with, at least they're trying to, like, do something that hasn't been done before.
The thing I have a problem with, actually, is, like, I feel like he's trying to do a Heath Ledger impression. A lot of
You think so?
Yeah, if you go back and watch the trailer, his voice sounds a lot like
Yeah, I can see that. Like, it's in that, like,
Yeah.
vocal range, like, up there. Yeah. Yeah.
It hurts you really,
Really
badly.
badly. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really. But, I mean, steal from the best. So if it works, it'll work.
Right.
I'm also the same guy, and I know you are, who laughed our asses off when Ben Affleck was cast.
Oh my God,
as Batman.
Batfleck.
And to be honest, we haven't seen the movie yet.
Right.
You haven't seen it, right?
I haven't seen it, no.
So, but all the reviews I've read is that he actually steals the movie.
Really?
And he's the best part of the movie.
I mean, I can definitely picture Superman being super boring.
Yeah. We should talk about Superman.
Oh, no, okay.
This is a hot topic.
Okay, all right. Fuck Batman. We're now in Superman territory. We're leaving Gotham and we're flying to Metropolis up with this motherfucker. All right, let's go to Metropolis right now.
Oh shit!
All right, Daily Planet, LexCorp. We're in a different zone now. All right, what's your concerns with the Clark Kent motherfucker?
Look, I should start out by saying I really enjoy. Well, I don't enjoy. I respect the legacy of Superman.
Okay.
It was the first superhero comic book.
Mm.
He was a big deal in the 30s and crap. You brought up the fucking 30s, you douchebag.
Yeah, well, they were
like
important.
Historian, like
people were depressed in the 30s.
Yeah,
they needed comics.
And it made sense to have a guy who was super invincible and stuff like that. That makes sense. And if you read the story behind him about, I don't know which one, you wouldn't know, but
oh, thank you. Sorry.
There's a guy named I think it was Jerry it was Siegel. I always get the first names.
Siegel wrote Superman?
Yeah, Siegel.
Oh my God. No wonder it's so boring.
No, but these I forgot. Fuck. Two guys made Superman. One guy was named Siegel. I know that.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say Siegel for the sake of I only know that name.
Okay. All right.
But the idea behind Superman came from his father being shot in his, like, I think he owned a meat market or something.
This is the creator's story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And not just in real life.
Right. This is his background. The creator of Superman.
Yeah, his father died. He wasn't allowed to protect himself, and the idea of Superman came up because he wanted somebody who could deflect a bullet off his chest. Which is really fun. That's probably the most emotional I've ever been about Superman.
Right.
And then, but once Superman kind of, it was a big thing in the 30s and the 40s and 50s. I mean, it always lasted. I mean, it changed a lot throughout history, and even through the Comics Authority Code, which...
That bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Yeah. Juvenile delinquency is obviously correlated with comic books.
Yeah, I saw a cover with Superman, like, wearing a firefighter's helmet. Like, it was really pathetic. But he's always been long lasting, and there's got to be a reason for it. But the thing is with me is, like, why should I ever fucking care about what happens to Superman?
Right.
Because the only person that can kill him is an alien.
Right. The only thing ever
a fucking material that somehow somebody finds.
Right.
That from a planet that fucking blew up.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, my comic history, I'm not saying I'm like a super buff on comic history, but the only thing I ever read was Doomsday killing Superman.
I actually haven't read that, so.
I did read that. I know they did like an anime version of it, which I didn't see, but I read the comic version. I was like, holy fuck, Superman actually dies in this thing. But, yeah. It's not really convenient to have all these minerals that can take away every ability that you have.
Right?
But
yeah, and I know the history, I guess, in perspective of an actual history. I've never read that comic, but I know what that comic meant to people.
Right.
That was the most sold. By the way, that's the best-selling comic of all time.
Really?
The Death of Superman. Yeah. To this day.
Isn't Doomsday is portrayed in Batman vs Superman, correct?
He is, and he looks. I haven't seen it. We both haven't seen the movies, so we can't judge. But from the trailers, he looks like a CGI bullshit reason for the little 3/7 of the Justice League fight at the end of the movie.
To tie it in with Batman, that was the genius of Nolan. It wasn't CGI so ridiculously, and it kind of grounded this super world into reality. And if you start bringing all this CGI, it's going to take me out of the movie. And that's any movie. That's not just a superhero movie. That's any movie. If it's CGI all the way, you're going to take me out of it. And, like, screw thinking about the fourth wall. Like, it's all ruined for me.
Yeah, and my problem with them using that. Well, it's not. I'm kind of conflicted on that because
all right.
Zack Snyder has a reputation for making movies that are. I mean, they're undeniably visually beautiful.
Right. That takes a lot of.
I mean, you've seen Watchmen, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Beautiful looking movie.
Right.
And did you read Watchmen?
I did. I appreciated that they actually tried to match a lot of the panels. You know, they try to.
And honestly, the only things that really deterred it from becoming a classic comic book movie was. They were like weird things. There was like music choice.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially the sex scene between.
Yeah, it was so awkward.
They just Hallelujah, but it wasn't Hallelujah like from Shrek. They did this weird. There was like this weird cover of it.
Yeah,
and
was
so
really weird.
I didn't really understand what was going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they did Dr. Manhattan justice. I felt like he was done well.
Rorschach,
right, he probably stole the show.
Rightfully stole the show.
Right.
And Jackie Earle Haley should have been the actor who played him. Should have gotten more work. I remember he got Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff.
Right.
But my problem with Zack Snyder isn't that. I mean, he can make a movie look incredible.
Right.
From what I've read about Batman vs Superman, is that the movie looks a lot like what you would envision The Dark Knight Returns would look like as a film. He takes a lot of the kind of imagery of that comic or graphic novel and he makes it in, and he really projects it on the screen very well.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I've noticed this, I've been saying this for years, and I'm one of the people who liked Man of Steel.
Okay.
Because for me, that was about the best you could get out of Superman.
I gotcha.
But he just, for whatever reason, can't tell a story. It's like he forgets. It's like, no, I remember watching Man of Steel in theaters and going, wow, I'm really into this, and this is really good. And then and it sounds like the same thing with Batman vs Superman. He gets into the second half of the movie, and he fucking forgets he's telling a story. He needs the, big 40-minute Avenger-looking action scene.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Is like DC is trying to match Marvel with these the tie-ins of all these. They got the Avengers. And now Justice League has to be as good, if not better, and they're feeling that pressure. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, which is odd, it's an odd thing because and I think there's hypocrisy among these fan nerds because the same people who were pissed about them trying to plug Justice League into the movie were the same people who are going, but Gal Gadot was amazing as Wonder Woman, and I totally bought her as Wonder Woman. I can't wait to. But there has to be, and I haven't seen the movie, so I can't make an actual assumption about everything. But because I haven't seen the Flash cameo, the Aquaman cameo. But from that, I only assume that fans are great, but they can also be super annoying in their pickiness.
Right. It's just like they complain about, well, these last movies have been lacking this, and then they specifically deliver that. And then they're like, well, there's too much of that. They're just never satisfied.
Yeah. And like I said, we should probably go see it. Because I do want to see it because it's weird. Because the critics have been overwhelmingly, negative.
Right. I've seen a lot of that.
But a lot of the fans I've read said they love the movie.
Right. My father's... my stepfather has a biological son, and he messaged him saying that he actually enjoyed the movie a lot, and he recommended that we go see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's interesting based on all the reviews I've been seeing.
Yeah.
There's a difference going on between real audience, regular Joe Schmo reviews versus all these critics.
And I think maybe this is a good conversation to bring up is that critics, and there's a reviewer I watch online.
I mean, it is more enjoyable to write a negative review if you're a critic.
But that's not the point I was going with.
Okay, fine. I'll let you go here.
There's a critic online on YouTube who does a lot of good reviews.
Okay.
His name's Chris Stuckman. I think you should watch him. Watch him.
Chris Stuckman?
Yes, Chris Stuckman.
Okay.
And he said outright, I'm going to review the movie as if it was an actual movie. I disregarded all the mythos behind Superman and Batman. I'm just going to review it as a movie. How do I feel as a movie? Plot structure.
Right, by itself. Yeah. Trying to forget that the history of the comics.
And he gave it a C+, which sounds, nah.
That could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. But he also said, but I enjoyed a lot of the movie. So as a moviegoer, I'm not an actual critic. I have a critic's mind, I think, sometimes. I can get kind of picky.
Right.
But as somebody who loves Batman and can tolerate Superman.
Right.
But everyone's always thought about Batman versus Superman. It's been a big thing.
Right.
So
the two biggest pillars of DC, arguably.
In all the things I've read on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube comments, is that, guys, it's not that bad. It's a movie that you wanted to see. It's Batman versus fucking Superman.
Right.
And maybe we need to just digress as a species down to that level, as if just like, guys, just settle down. It's what you wanted. You can have your gripes. That's fine. Just enjoy the movie.
Right.
Zack Snyder is gonna deliver on the visuals. He's gonna deliver on the action. And I've heard that the first portion of the story actually is very good and very well written.
Right.
So maybe it's actually a lot better than I thought.
Right.
That the critics would say it is.
Right. Yeah, I feel like even if someone who pays attention a lot to what critics say, going into the movie, knowing all this beforehand, I guess would kind of ruin my perspective and sort of twist it a bit, thinking like, well, this movie's not going to be good. And so then I'm going to be, I guess, kind of unfair and sort of watching it.
Or not even watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be nitpicky about it. But, so I guess, like, the attitude you should go in is just sort of ignore the reviews. I guess basically how we were when we were kids watching a movie. Like,
yeah,
we're going to watch a movie.
Reviews,
we didn't give a shit about reviews.
No, we didn't have Rotten Tomatoes when we were kids.
Right. We just wanted, like, Batman vs. Superman. I want to see how this plays. I want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I want to see them punch the fuck out of each other.
Right. Exactly. It's like, and then, it's like, well, even though Superman's got all these powers, Batman, you could probably say, is arguably smarter than Clark Kent. Or Kal-El, if you want to be a fucking asshole.
You're the asshole who already brought up 1939 Batman, so...
I
hope that's not even
that
right.
Was the year.
I hope that's not even the right year.
That is the right year.
I hope some guy just goes, it was actually 1934.
I'm putting money that it was not just 1939.
It was 1939.
It was March of 1939.
Right. Superman was early 30s.
It was March of 1939.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
But I think it brings up a different issue, and I know a lot of people like to compare Marvel versus DC.
Of course.
Not only within comics, but it's becoming the movie thing.
Of course.
And DC is clearly trying to make the Justice League to compete with the Avengers, who have been super successful in what they're doing.
Of course.
And I have an interesting question.
All right.
Because DC, not all the characters are technically dark like Batman. I've actually read a few of the Aquaman New 52 issues. They do go at it differently. It is darker, but in the past, those characters aren't dark, but that seems to be DC's thing, because after Christopher Nolan, DC seems to go, well, that's what fans like.
Right. They want the more grounded in reality, the more serious.
Yeah. And here's my question. Is it problematic for DC to want to not only oppose Marvel and the Avengers, but to do it by opposing them in theme?
I think that would be a good choice, because, in the end, regardless of whatever thing they choose, I think it's good as an audience member to have variety and different flavors. Marvel has their Marvel flavor, and we're cool with that, and we like it. But if DC kind of sticks with the path that Nolan paved, with kind of grounding it in reality a little bit, and it's not totally grounded in reality. There was some ridiculous technology in the Batman Begins and the Dark Knight.
The weird bat. It's supposed to be the Batwing, but they call it the Bat.
Yeah, the Bat. We call it the Bat.
Fucking
when I was in the theater and I saw that, I was like, of course it's called the Bat.
It should be called the Batwing.
Right.
Jesus.
To be honest, I like that name better than just the Bat.
Yeah, the Bat
like the
sucks.
Batwing.
People even refer to Batman as the Bat in the movies, so it's like, why would you call it the Bat?
Right. I don't know.
But the Batwing.
I don't know. I guess it's better than going like, yo, man, there's fucking bats up in this motherfucker.
But you brought up an interesting point, like having a variety.
Yeah, it's good for the audience.
Yeah, but I think that the same, people always like to draw lines in between DC and Marvel. And
of course.
They're two different fans. I feel like I feel like Marvel fans are also DC fans. It's not like I like Spider-Man, so I don't like Batman.
Right.
I don't think it's like that at least not anymore.
Yeah, I think
people just, they respect everything, and if they feel like they get the right adaptation of that character or that movie, then they're fine. If that means Batman, and Batman seems to be a dark character, so make it dark. But I think maybe some of the problems with Superman is they did try it because Christopher Nolan was a producer on the first Man of Steel, and it's not dark in the sense that Dark Knight was, but there wasn't as grounded as you could get with Superman.
Right.
It felt like that's what they were trying to go for, and I think a lot of fans reacted to it going, "That's not why we like Superman. We like Superman because he is that sort of Boy Scout American, always standing up for you."
Right.
And like I said, it's a difference of opinion, and I think maybe that's why DC is going to have a hard time moving forward, is now they're getting that. They're getting we dig Batman being a depressed asshole.
Right.
And apparently he kills people in the movie, by the way, Batman vs. Superman, which is weird.
Really?
Yes. Again, we need to see the movie.
Damn, Batfleck.
I know. Ben Affleck shoots motherfuckers. But like that, I think that's the problem moving forward. Is can you find the equilibrium of, yes, Batman is dark, but do we have to make everybody dark?
Yeah.
Because you could make Marvel characters dark too. Like the Hulk could be really dark.
I feel like the Hulk as a dark movie would depress the fuck out of me.
But it would make sense. But wouldn't that make sense though? That the Hulk, like if they made a new Hulk movie without the new Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
And I think they did it with Incredible Hulk, which was with Edward Norton. They did that pretty well.
I like that movie.
Dude turns into a raging green machine.
Yeah.
And he legit can't control himself, and he would kill people. Innocent people.
Abomination, I think, was a cool villain in that movie.
It was a cool villain. And I lose my faith in America a lot, but that lost my faith a lot. That flopped at the box office. Like, how did that...
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was a great movie.
And it actually set up for later The Leader.
Yeah. It was a great fucking movie.
I'm like, I wouldn't consider myself a huge Hulk fan, but I'm enough of a Hulk fan to know The Leader, though. So when I noticed that, I was like, well, that is so cool. I can't wait to see what The Leader movie is like, and it never happened.
Yeah. And I'm not a big Hulk fan either, but when I saw it, I was like, that was what I always wanted from a Hulk movie. Because it's the dude who turns into a monster. I mean, it's classic, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Right.
And it's going to be dark. But now, like, in the Avengers, it's kind of a joke that he turns into the Hulk.
See, what I really appreciated was, in Avengers comic book series called The Ultimates, the very first volume, Bruce Banner decides to go Hulk to give the team a villain to fight. And he ends up destroying a lot of New York City. He ends up killing a lot of people. And even though he gives the Avengers something to deal with, he thought he's helping the team. All of a sudden, he's dealing with, like, all these murders and then the whole legal issue of, did Bruce Banner kill these people? Or can we even charge Bruce Banner because of a different personality? Or can we still make him responsible because he decided to go Hulk? Right. I really love that. I feel like that'd make a great movie.
Yeah.
But... because there's a lot of different tough questions to answer.
Right.
Like, is Bruce responsible for this stuff? Or can we consider Hulk a whole different person?
Right.
Which, that's just so cool to me. And, but, to be honest, as ridiculous as this sounds, it's 2016. I've not seen The Avengers.
I know. I've been giving you so much shit for this.
I haven't seen it. It was even on Netflix for the longest time, and I watched the first 10 minutes, and I still didn't make it past that. And it wasn't because the movie sucked or anything. I just got lazy.
Right.
But
it's what you want out of an Avengers movie. I've heard a lot of people, like, all of a sudden say they didn't like it. And I asked them why, and they said, well, it's really not that, it's just a bunch of jokes, and,
right.
They're just fighting each other.
When you have Robert Downey Jr., of course
it's going to be funny.
There's going to be jokes, right?
Yeah. I was just like, okay, I'm not the biggest Avengers aficionado.
Right.
I don't know everything.
I've only read The Ultimates, which is a great comic book series.
Oh, yeah, I've read those, and those are fucking awesome.
Oh, they are.
But those are even darker.
They are.
Yeah. But, like, these movies were, like, what I always expected it would be. And people always forget, like, how unprecedented that movie was. Nobody ever thought that was going to happen.
Right.
That they would be able to get
everyone,
all of those actors, because they were all really big actors at that
point. Right. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Into one movie, and then not only that, getting Joss Whedon, who's a fucking sci-fi god,
right,
among a lot of nerds, to direct the movie. Like, nobody thought this was going to happen, and it happened, and it was a great movie. It was everything I wanted. I walked out of the theater going, that was fucking awesome. It's everything I wanted. Give me another one. Gave me Ultron. I actually liked Ultron better.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't.
Why'd you like it better?
I think that a lot of the first Avengers was getting introducing the characters, getting the interactions right, get that kind of stuff out of the way. Second one was allowed to be able to focus on different, on a more focused story, and see how, because I think Joss Whedon even said, the idea of the Avengers is ridiculous. These people should not be fighting as a team together. So, I mean, there's a god and an Iron Man.
Well, Black Widow's Russian.
Yeah.
She should be anti-America all the way.
And then there's the guy with a bow and arrow, and it's it's ridiculous. So they got that out of the way in the first one. The second one is sort of going, yes, it is ridiculous, and let's see how far we can push it. To the point where even the people in the team will go, fuck, this really isn't working.
Right. So,
and I like that part of the movie.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Black Widow is a love interest of Captain America in the movies, right?
She was sort of a flirtatious... Is that a word?
Right, yeah.
She was a flirtatious...
She was given hints, right?
Yeah, she was given hints in, Captain America 2. But then Avengers 2 started, and they picked up the sort of romance that the Hawk and Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, had in the first Avengers.
See, that pissed me off, because in the comics, in the Ultimates, Black Widow actually has a very deep relationship with Iron Man. And I'm like, why didn't they go that route? That sounds more interesting to me.
I mean, it sounds interesting, but I feel like I never got the feeling that Joss was pulling from the Ultimates in that. I think he's a classic Avengers guy. He says it all the time.
As much as I love originality, to see that level of a film from the Ultimates comics, to be honest, I would probably love the fuck out of that movie.
Yeah. I mean, I would hope in the future, once all these movies become so unbelievably saturated that they have to go somewhere else, they would go to the Ultimates, because I think it was like this, and I'm surprised so many people don't actually know about it. I wouldn't go darker, but a lot of stories are darker.
I'd say it was on a mature level.
On a mature level, yeah.
I mean, I remember that there was ratings on the graphic novels saying this isn't for everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. I mean, fucking what's his name? Ant-Man just beat
right.
up his
Yeah,
wife.
Ant-Man was not a guy to look up to.
No.
In fact, not only did he physically beat her, but when she became basically insect size, he controlled the ants to attack her and bite her and use insect spray on her when she was small. And that was the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. But I felt better because Captain America beat the shit out of Ant-Man, even when he became giant-sized in that comics. Right. I guess is that a giant man, right?
Yeah.
Giant man. Basically, it was so satisfying seeing, he becomes Giant Man, and Captain America still breaks his fucking teeth in, even though it's just yes! You deserve every bit. And it's just, that was, God, I can't tell you how good that felt. Alright, well, sorry, Adam was busy vaping like a little fag that he is. This motherfucker.
I'm not getting cancer.
This guy, whatever, if he's not vacant, if he's not vacant in the Bahamas, if he's not vaping, he's taking it in the ass. And on that note, I'm gonna take one long drag from this motherfucker.
That's my vape. This is Carver Clay's taking a vape.
Fuck you. He fucked it up. He bottle fucked it. Okay. It tastes like
watermelon.
It tastes like Band-Aids on a
it's like watermelon.
It tastes like
asshole.
watermelon Band-Aids.
I paid like $5.50 for this shit. It tastes like watermelon. For like 10 milliliters. It's bullshit.
You paid $550 for watermelon?
Yeah, I did.
Damn, I feel like you get watermelon for cheaper than that. Unless inflation really went up.
I don't even know what that means.
Inflation?
Yeah, it's not like how. Is that what women do to get their boobs bigger?
I feel like that has to do with bouncy houses.
Oh.
You inflate it.
Oh, and
then the economy is affected by it.
Oh, and then so like the big boobed ladies, they jump on the bouncy house and they hit the big boobs on the bouncy house.
The big boobs hit the bouncy house.
Inflation rockets.
And then J.P. Morgan and Chase are like
I don't think are they together anymore? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. J.P. Morgan.
We were on a little bit there, and I totally.
Unless it's Morgan and Lehman sisters.
I think they're just a bunch of fucking assholes.
They're all. It's like
greedy assholes.
City Lehman Chase.
That sounds about right.
The ones that fucked it up in 2008.
Right. So I thought that the best thing that we could do, because this is our first show.
This is our first show. This is our maiden voyage.
Thank God for the people who...
I mean, maiden voyages usually go well, like the Titanic. It was the maiden voyage.
Right. Amelia Earhart, right.
Well.
Yeah. Fucking awful examples.
We
gotta find good examples next time.
Okay, maiden voyage.
This is supposed to be a family show.
One maiden voyage were all the maidens that were fucked when they were 14 and we all...
Well,
it was the norm. Don't judge.
It's true.
It was the norm.
Yes. Anyway, I was about to bring up before we talk about fucking 14-year-olds. Carver was. I wasn't. I don't want to fuck I just want to make this clear. Not fucking 14-year-old.
I've never done that either.
No.
I just fantasize about
it. Oh God. Anyway, we were gonna bring up kind of who we are, where we come from.
We went from comic book aficionados to fucked up motherfuckers.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
All right, go ahead. Whatever you were saying.
We wanted to sort of, because it's the first episode, introduce ourselves. Who the fuck we're listening to. Kind of just talk about some stories and stuff.
Stories, okay.
Yeah, we're still in college, so we got some stories.
Right, we are still in college. Both 21.
Both 21. We got some stories.
All right. So, are you volunteering your experiences?
No, because I did the awesome introduction.
Oh, okay.
It's you first.
Okay, well.
Let's go. Embarrassing story. It's gotta be an
embarrassing story. All right. Well, this is probably...
Don't act like it's hard to find.
It's not hard to find. It's just picking out the right one for you guys. Just so
many of them.
All right. Well, okay. This ain't really the first time I ever got high. Is a really good story. So basically, I had a girlfriend who all my friends were starting to smoke pot in our sophomore year of high school, and their code name for it was drinking Mountain Dew. So when they all started acting funny about saying drinking Mountain Dew, I was like, what's going on? Then I finally found out they're all smoking pot, and I went to my girlfriend at the time who was anti-drug anything. I'm like, oh, my friends are smoking pot, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm so glad I have you. And then she broke up with me, and so I'm with my friend Nathan. I'm only gonna call him Nathan so I don't ruin his future fucking career. And he asked,
because he's gonna be president,
and he's hanging out with my friend Joe, and he's gonna go out and smoke. Right. And he asked if I want to join him.
Hold on, I got an interruption.
Okay.
Is this the story I know about where you flipped the fuck out?
I'm getting to that.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So he asked if I want to go out and join him. I'm like, nah, I'm not all about that. And this is after my girlfriend broke up with me. And then he goes out to smoke again, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck her. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna hit that. And so I'm like, all right, this is like my fuck you to her. I take a hit, and before I take my hit, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm only gonna do this once.
You're such a badass.
I'm only gonna do this one night. This is the only night I'm gonna be taking this hit, and we don't tell anybody. So I take this hit, and it's just like, Okay, not only had I never smoked pot before, but this was like purple haze. And it was really good purple haze. And so I go in and I want to smoke more, but they don't let me. And every time I start getting jittery, and I start getting antsy. And so then I said, you know what, I gotta go to the bathroom. So they're like, well, there's a window from the bathroom that you can see outside. And they're like, all my friends are like, well, if we go outside and just start flicking the lighter to make it think that we're smoking without him, he's gonna freak the fuck out. So they start doing that, and nothing happens. They're like, well, that's kind of lame. He didn't really react to it. So they come back inside, and I'm on the couch, and as soon as they walk in, I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, what? How did you guys do that? And they're like, what do you mean, Carver? It's just like, I was just talking to you guys. And they're like, Carver, those are the pillows and the sheets. So, and then they decide, okay, we gotta calm Carver down. So they put on the Matrix. 10 minutes in, I can't stop laughing. Because Keanu Reeves says, like, he says, my computer. And it's like this 1980s Apple II shit. So I can't stop laughing. And I just start, they try to go to bed at this point. And they just hear me rustling. And they just hear me rustling around on the couch. And it's to the point where all of a sudden I'm getting so crazy, I pounce on the bed. And I'm like, come on, we can smoke, you can smoke together. And we can have, and it's just like, it just went from, I'm only doing this tonight to let's do this every day. And from that point on, my name is Carver Clays. They decided to call me Carver Blaze. Or Cracker Jack. my high alter ego. I haven't been Cracker Jack level for a long time.
I think Nathan said one time, because we referenced
it. Nathan, yes.
I've heard him say Carver Blaze. Never heard Cracker Jack. Cracker Jack.
Crazy motherfucker.
That is prime.
I've never been my goal is to one day get back to Cracker Jack level.
I would love to see Cracker Jack at work.
But I would basically have to undo every smoking I've ever done and get the same purple haze and do weed for the first time again.
Right.
The things that you wish you could do again.
Right.
Okay, well, I told that story. We gotta go to you now.
Well, I mean, I got the same amount of embarrassing stories.
What's your motherfucking name again, motherfucker?
My motherfucking name is... Wait, are you talking about me?
No, I'm talking about the Jewish motherfucker.
Oh, well, my name is motherfucking Adam Meilstrup. I don't know what motherfucking Jew you
That sounds pretty Jewy to me.
Yeah, well...
Adam Meilstrupstein.
Well, I am wearing my Jew hat.
The Jew hat?
I forgot what it's called.
What is that called? I was going to make fun of you because you didn't know it. I don't think I know it either.
I wanted to say I was literally about to say harmonica.
I was like, the Torah. I'm like, that's their book. They don't wear their books on their head.
The
Yamaha?
Yamaha. No, it's not Yamaha. I'm pretty sure it's another thing.
Yarmulke?
Right.
Is it yarmulke? Is it called a yarmulke?
I think it's... Let's go with that.
Okay.
So people make fun of us for making
the yarmulke.
The yarmulke. Anyway, and I mean, I got a bunch of you know all my embarrassing stories. Which one would you like me to tell? Because the
Rachel Kelly one is one of my favorites.
Well, the Rachel Kelly one, that is such a prolonged story.
Rachel.
Rachel.
Rachel. That's so perfect.
I mean, I can talk about the first time we met.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
To be honest with
you might not even know about
I don't want to spoil the story, but I want you to progress to when she was on the phone with you.
Oh, that's later. But
we'll get there. Work up to it. The
whole existence was just a horrible, funny story.
I never met this girl once. I'm so pissed off.
Yes, you did.
Did I really?
I think you did, but it was like once.
Maybe she was just so forgettable.
Yeah, she was a lot of things. I don't think forgettable was one of them.
All right, I'll give you the floor, though.
All right, so I was a freshman in college. At the time, they were doing this sort of like, they were doing this big thing on campus. You'd go to the field house,
okay,
which is basically
the big stadium area.
Yeah, quotations big.
Right.
But it's the stadium at Grand Valley. You do all these events. And they were working on this lip sync thing that it was like a holiday oriented thing, and you came out and you did a lot of lip syncing. It was a lot of fun. It was great.
Right.
I didn't want to do it because fuck that.
Right.
I'm not going to do that shit.
Right.
But my friend Tyler at the time, there's a reason I'm laughing, but we won't talk about that yet.
All right. We'll talk about that later.
He was putting on this whole thing because he was sort of the community organizer of the whole dorm thing. And he brought out, and it was it wasn't just our building, but it was a couple of buildings around us that were involved in this group. So this girl comes in, she's really pretty, I would stipulate as hot.
Right, she was bodacious.
She was bodacious, I guess. I mean, I would know.
Like you would rape that, right?
No. I would hope it's consensual. Hypothetically, I would hope it's consensual.
Okay.
Given that she denied it.
Some girls are into rough sex, though. Rough being rapey.
Not the same thing. Not the same thing as rapey. Although I've seen some really weird porn where it does feel like rapey.
We've all seen some weird porn.
Yes, we have. Anyway, I don't even know how to get back on the stuff.
Anyway.
This girl comes in, and she's very pretty, and I noticed right away, and I came up to Tyler, because we were really good friends.
Right. At the time.
In all caps.
Underline, italicized, at the time.
And I said, who is that? He goes, oh, it's Rachel. And I was like, oh, can I
fuck her?
Yeah. Can you introduce her to me? And she goes, yeah. I said, okay, cool. And she kind of came up and talked. I mean, she was very obliviously friendly to anybody. So she came up and talked to me, and I don't remember the extent of the conversation. But then we went to their whole big little event at Grand Valley.
Right.
And she's sitting right behind me in this, because they had a bunch of chairs set up in front of the stage.
Yeah.
And she was sitting behind me. I was just there supporting my friends and stuff. I didn't really.
You saint.
Yeah. I didn't fucking want to be there at all, but but the fact that she was behind me, and she had all these flowers. Somebody gave her flowers, and she kept brushing up the flowers on the back of my head.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, oh,
down to fuck.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
That's what I
she's super into me.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was sort of into me.
Okay.
And so I grasped that. They went up and did their thing. They came back. We talked a little bit. Okay, story's over. I didn't see her for about a week or two.
Okay.
She comes back 2 weeks later. We're having a party in the lobby. We did that.
Yeah.
And she was there, and she talked to me, and all of a sudden we were both very drunk. This is the first time we were both very drunk around each other.
Okay. Ooh, good equation.
Right. And we went back to Tyler's room, his dorm room, and all of a sudden everybody knew that I liked Rachel. They loved it. They thought I had a huge crush on her.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
So they were trying to force
They were
things.
shipping that.
Yeah, they were trying to make that happen. So they were saying... So we started playing Truth or Dare, which of course is just somehow it ends up in somebody's...
This is sounding like porn as you keep going on.
It ends up in a porn video. It's disgusting.
Like Truth or Dare at a college. This is as basic as I can search.
It turns into a really disgusting porn video.
I'll look it up.
But not really. And it keeps progressing. We're in the room. We're both really drunk. Keep drinking, and the Truth or Dare keeps going. And all of a sudden, somebody asks, or she asks. I don't know how the game works. Somebody asked Rachel Dare, and she said, or no, they asked Truth or Dare. She said Dare, and she said, and the other girl said, "I want you to kiss Adam." And I was like,
"Oh shit!"
I know. I was like, "Ah, crap! I'm on the spot," and not like I'm upset about it.
What happened? I'm on the edge of my seat here. Come on.
And she totally gave me a granny kiss.
Really?
Yes, it was about a
lame
0.3 second kiss.
Lame.
Yeah, it was lame. And I remember saying, that was like a kiss I get from my grandma. What was that?
Yeah, what the fuck?
And everybody started laughing. It was I'm sure embarrassing for me, because they were laughing at me wow, you got all that? And that's all you got? That's all you got?
More action than I've ever got, motherfucker.
The thing is, we got drunker that night. It progressed. And all of a sudden, me and Rachel were kind of the only one, and we were starting to, cuddle and stuff.
Oh.
Right. And, it was, yeah, we were, I mean, I didn't give a fuck, I was really drunk, but whatever.
Right.
And everybody was kind of going to sleep, so I said, do you want to go to my room? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have sex.
You're gonna have the sex.
I'm gonna have the sex. And she was very hot, and I was really excited about it. We go back to the room, and all of a sudden, and just background info, I was sort of making fun of her the entire night. She has a very distinctive, like, sorority
could you
drunk
please
girl voice.
could you please do it?
Well, she had a tendency to use the phrase orale. She said really like she had peanut butter stuck in her throat all the time. And I was making fun of that the whole time, right in front of her, and she would act all like, like that. I walked back to my room. The minute I shut the fucking door, she turns to me and she goes, "You were making fun of me."
Oh, fuck.
Like, just like, no dumb voice anymore.
Code red.
Yeah, like Heisenberg, like, "You were making fun of me."
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, I wasn't. She, yeah, you were. You were trying to embarrass me.
Oh, God.
I was like, I'm sorry. All of a sudden, I'm turning into, like, voice guy. I'm sorry.
The sex prospects are greatly degraded.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. And she's like, oh, okay. And we went into the room. We started watching, like, I think Ted. I think we were watching Ted.
You're watching Ted?
Yeah, we were watching Ted.
That's usually a movie I put on if I want sex.
Yeah, that was the plan. We started making out, and then that sort of, for some reason, it sort of disconnected, and, like, all this, I don't even know why we weren't talking about anything, and she goes, I really don't like Arabs.
Oh my God, she did not say that.
She literally said that.
No.
Word for word, I am not making that shit up.
She said it like that. I don't like Arabs. I don't like Arabs.
She said Arabs.
Oh my
like
God.
That. And I said...
What a winner.
And I didn't... Yeah, I know. And I was sitting there like, what do I do? Because I want to have sex, but I also... What the fuck? With someone who says like that?
How do you get hard with that thought in your head?
I did not. I shrank so much. I don't think I've ever shrank so much.
And his heart, his dick shrank 3 times its size.
It was so messed up. So I said, and I just responded to that, and it devolved into this fucked up, dumb, like, I'm the smart guy, and she's the dumb person. We're having a political conversation. She gets mad, she starts yelling at me. Totally didn't get laid that night.
That was a wrong move to even keep continuing conversations. To be like, I don't like Arabs either, baby.
I should have just agreed with her. Like, yeah, you're right. Let's have sex.
It's just like, I'm gonna fuck you like the Twin Towers were fucked by those planes.
Oh, shit. I don't know if that. I mean, she's dumb enough that one, hopefully. But
and she'd be like, yeah, I keep talking like that.
I did eventually get laid, but that was the initial. That was the first night.
The icebreaker.
It was definitely the icebreaker.
The Twin Tower breaker.
Yeah, that was pretty messed up.
God damn. I didn't even know that part of the story, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I don't even know that part.
Well, this is what a podcast is for.
Just revealing our deepest, darkest secrets. I've got 2 dicks, by the way.
Oh. Well, I got 3, so...
One's for showing, one's for blowing.
Think now how you would how a girl would react to seeing 2 dicks. Like, that would be really weird.
Most would be freaked out by it, but there are the select few that would like that a lot.
I would hope so.
It's like, let me call my friend.
We get 2 in on it.
2 for the price of 1.
Right. Well,
call me Costco.
Well, I mean, where do you want to go from here?
I want to go to Syria. I feel like that's the real estate there is just booming.
Yes.
I mean, literally booming. There's explosions going on everywhere.
Literally a lot of booming.
A lot of booming. There's a lot of free territory.
Right. Well, I think this is probably where we should end the podcast.
We have to say goodbye already.
I think so.
I think people will fall in love with this, though.
Hopefully, but we gotta keep them.
But this isn't goodbye forever,
it's not
though.
Goodbye forever. We'll be making another one.
We'll be making another one. Should we make it every Wednesday? Should we do that?
No, we'll make it whenever the fuck we want. That's how we roll.
What? Whenever? Wow. Okay. So no consistency, I guess.
Well, it'll be every week, but whenever we'll not.
It'll be like Whiskey Dick. Will it rise to the occasion? We'll never know.
Yes.
So signing off. This is Carver Clay's
Adam Meilstrup.
And,
killing it.
Guten Tag. Auf Wiedersehen.
Please listen to the next one. It'll be better.
Please.
Please.
Bye.
Bye.